Wait before you scroll, answer this. Why has life felt unusually intense these last few days? Because whether you see it or not, the December energy surge is already touching you. There's a shift in the air right now, a strange pressure, a quiet pull, a feeling that something around you is moving faster than usual. And if you've been sensing unusual signs, emotional waves, or sudden clarity hitting you out of nowhere, you're not imagining it. In this video, we will talk about the 6 signs showing your breakthrough is getting closer. Signs that appear when your spirit is rising, your old limits are fading, and you're stepping into a new phase of your life. You might notice your intuition refusing to stay silent, or unexpected thoughts pushing you to change directions. You might feel drained, yet strangely hopeful at the same time. These aren't random shifts, they're signals that your path is being adjusted for something bigger. Stay with me, this moment is important. Once you recognize these signs, you'll understand why everything in December feels louder, faster, and more intense. Your breakthrough is not far, it's already forming around you. Sudden spiritual sensitivity can feel like your inner world is turning up the volume. You start noticing things you normally overlook, small shifts in people's energy, subtle changes in your own mood, or even intuitive nudges that feel stronger and clearer than before. It's like your spirit becomes more alert because your next chapter is getting closer, and your awareness needs to match the level you're stepping into. During this phase, you may find yourself sensing when someone is being honest or when a situation isn't right, even without any obvious signs. You might walk into a room and instantly feel whether the space is calm, tense, or draining. These moments can surprise you, especially if you've never paid attention to them before. This sensitivity often shows up because breakthrough energy pushes old emotional layers to the surface. When that happens, your intuition naturally sharpens. You start understanding your own boundaries better, noticing what lifts you up and what pulls you down. Instead of ignoring your inner signals, you begin trusting them. The important part is not to get overwhelmed. This shift is helping you see your path more clearly. The clearer you become on the inside, the easier it becomes for the right opportunities, the right people, and the right timing to align with your breakthrough. Emotional patterns releasing quickly often shows up when you're getting closer to a major breakthrough. It feels like certain emotions that used to stay with you for days now pass through you much faster. You may notice a sudden wave of sadness, frustration, or old memories rising up, but instead of holding on, your mind and heart let them go almost instantly. This happens because your spirit is clearing space for the new season that's forming around you. You might catch yourself reacting differently to situations that once bothered you. A comment that would have triggered you no longer holds power. A past wound that used to hurt deeply now feels distant. This isn't emotional instability, it's emotional release. It's your inner system removing anything that can't follow you into the next level. Sometimes the shifts happen quietly. You wake up feeling lighter for no obvious reason. A thought that once felt heavy suddenly feels neutral. Even simple things like taking a walk, praying, meditating, or sitting in silence can help these emotions move out quickly. This release is a sign of growth. It shows that you're not stuck where you used to be. You're healing faster, understanding yourself better, and becoming emotionally stronger, all because your breakthrough is getting close and your spirit is preparing you for what's coming next. Intuition becoming clearer is one of the strongest signs that a breakthrough is approaching, because your inner guidance starts speaking in a way you can't ignore. You may find yourself knowing things without a single explanation, feeling drawn towards certain choices, sensing when someone's intentions don't match their words, or getting quiet warnings that help you avoid situations that aren't meant for you. This clarity doesn't come from overthinking. It comes from a deeper part of you finally waking up. You might notice small nudges throughout your day, a feeling that you should take a different route, call someone you haven't spoken to in a while, or slow down when you would normally rush. These gentle pushes are not random. They're signs that your spirit is aligning you with the timing and opportunities connected to your next level. Sometimes this clear intuition shows up during still moments, like when you're lying in bed or sitting alone. Other times, it appears in sudden flashes of understanding that make a situation make sense instantly. You just know, even if you do know how you know. This rising clarity is helping you trust yourself more. When your breakthrough is near, your inner voice becomes louder because it needs you to follow the path that leads you to the shift waiting ahead. Feeling tired but mentally sharper is a sign that your energy is shifting on the inside, even if your body hasn't fully caught up yet. You may notice that your physical energy dips at random times, but your thoughts feel clearer, more focused, and more aware than usual. It's like your mind is upgrading while your body asks for extra rest so it can adjust to the changes happening within you. This isn't the tiredness that comes from stress or lack of sleep. It's a quiet exhaustion that shows up when you're releasing old emotional weight and stepping into a new energetic space. Your spirit is processing a lot in the background, letting go of old beliefs, preparing for new opportunities, and helping you see your life from a higher perspective. That internal work naturally makes the body slow down. You might notice that even when you feel physically drained, you still have sharp insights, stronger clarity, or sudden realizations about what you want and what you no longer align with. Your mind becomes more organized, more intentional, and more selective. This contrast between a tired body and an awakened mind is part of the breakthrough process. Your inner world is preparing the blueprint of your next chapter, and your outer world is simply catching up. This shift means you're getting closer to alignment, purpose, and the breakthrough waiting for you. Unexpected opportunities appearing often shows up when your breakthrough is getting close, because life starts rearranging itself in ways you didn't plan but absolutely need. These moments can feel surprising: a message from someone you haven't spoken to in years, a job opening that fits perfectly, a sudden idea that solves a problem you've been stuck on, or a chance to step into something bigger than you imagined. These opportunities don't come from chasing. They show up naturally because your energy is shifting. You may notice doors opening that you didn't even knock on. A conversation leads to a new path, a small decision creates a major change, or a situation that once felt blocked suddenly moves with ease. This is how alignment works. When you're getting closer to your breakthrough, life begins sending you options that match the version of you that you're growing into. Not every opportunity will look dramatic. Some will be quiet, subtle, or even disguised as simple choices, but each one carries a small push toward progress. It's important to pay attention and stay open, because these opportunities often appear at the exact moment you feel tired, doubtful, or uncertain, reminding you that you're being guided. When these openings start showing up back to back, it's a clear sign that your breakthrough is not far. It's already approaching, and life is preparing the path ahead of you. Old connections fading naturally is a strong indicator that you're entering a new chapter, because your energy is no longer matching people or situations that kept you stuck. You may notice certain conversations feel forced, interactions feel draining, or you simply don't resonate with the same people the way you used to. This shift isn't about conflict, it's about growth. When your spirit rises, anything that doesn't support your direction quietly falls away. Sometimes this shows up as people becoming distant without any explanation. Maybe someone stops calling, messages slow down, or you notice you're not included in the same circles anymore. It can feel strange at first, but this distance is actually making room for connections that align with your next level. When a breakthrough gets close, you're guided away from distractions, negativity, or influences that limit your potential. You may even feel a desire to pull back from certain friendships or environments, not because of anger or resentment, but because you feel different inside. Your values shift, your priorities change, and your spirit becomes more selective about what you allow near your peace. This separation is protective. It clears space for new people, opportunities, and experiences that match the life you're stepping into. It's a sign that you're preparing for growth and your breakthrough is moving closer. A strong inner push toward change often shows up right before a breakthrough, because your spirit can sense what your mind hasn't fully understood yet. You may feel a quiet urgency, not stress, not pressure, but a steady pull telling you it's time to move, adjust, or shift something important. It can show up as a sudden desire to improve your habits, leave an old pattern behind, or make decisions you've been avoiding for months. This inner push feels different from normal motivation. It's deeper, more consistent, and harder to ignore. You might wake up one morning with a clear thought like, I can't stay the same anymore. You may start craving progress, even if you don't know what the next step looks like yet. And when you try to resist, it becomes uncomfortable because the old version of you simply doesn't fit anymore. This feeling often shows up when your breakthrough is near because your spirit recognizes that your next level requires new choices. It's preparing you by making certain behaviors feel outdated and pushing you toward actions that align with where you're going. The key is to listen to this internal shift. Even small steps, cleaning your space, organizing your plans, setting boundaries, adjusting your routine, can open the path for the bigger change that's forming. This inner nudge is your guidance system turning on, showing you that your breakthrough is closer than you think. Signs and synchronicities increasing is one of the clearest signals that your breakthrough is close, because life starts communicating with you in ways that feel too precise to ignore. You may start noticing repeating numbers, meaningful symbols, or perfectly timed moments that seem to appear exactly when you need reassurance or direction. These signs show up to confirm that you're aligned with a bigger shift happening around you. You might catch yourself thinking about someone and they call minutes later. You might hear a message in a song that matches your situation perfectly, or see a phrase online that feels like it was written just for you. Even overhearing a random conversation can give you clarity you weren't expecting. These moments are not coincidences, they're signals guiding you toward your next chapter. Sometimes these synchronicities appear during moments of doubt, almost like a gentle reminder not to give up. Other times, they show up when you're making decisions, helping you choose the option that supports your growth. They can also appear as warnings, nudging you away from people or situations that no longer align with the path you're stepping into. When these signs start happening more frequently, it means the energy around you is shifting fast. Your breakthrough is moving closer, and the universe is helping you stay aligned with everything meant for your next level. Pressure rising before breakthrough is a powerful sign that you're closer to your next level than you realize. This pressure doesn't come from failure or weakness, it comes from growth. When you're about to step into a new phase, life often tightens around you to push out what no longer fits. You might feel like everything is happening at once, small problems feel heavier than usual, or emotions rise without an obvious reason. This is your spirit stretching. During this phase, you may notice delays, obstacles, or unexpected challenges showing up. It can feel confusing because you're trying your best, yet things seem harder. But this pressure isn't trying to break you, it's shaping you. It's removing distractions, strengthening your mindset, and preparing you for the opportunities that are coming your way. Think of it like the moment right before dawn. The sky gets the darkest right before the light returns. In the same way, this inner and outer pressure often peaks right before your breakthrough arrives. It's the final clearing stage where anything unstable falls away. Instead of feeling discouraged, see this as confirmation that your breakthrough is extremely close. You're being pushed into alignment, not pushed down. The pressure is temporary, but the transformation it creates will carry you into the new chapter waiting ahead. Desire for isolation or silence often appears when you're getting closer to a breakthrough because your spirit naturally pulls you inward to prepare for the shift ahead. You may feel less interested in talking, socializing, or explaining yourself. Instead, you crave quiet moments, simple routines, and time alone with your thoughts. This isn't loneliness, it's alignment. Your inner world needs space to reset and refocus. During this phase, you might notice that noise, drama, or unnecessary conversations drain you faster than before. You become more aware of what feels peaceful and what feels chaotic. Even activities you once enjoyed may feel overwhelming because your spirit is filtering out anything that distracts you from your growth. Isolation isn't a sign that you're falling behind, it's a sign that you're rising. Breakthrough energy requires clarity, and clarity often comes in silence. This is where you reconnect with your intuition, reflect on what truly matters, and get honest about what you want moving forward. You may also feel a pull to protect your energy more than usual. That's because your breakthrough is forming, and your spirit doesn't want outside noise interfering with what's being built within you. This quiet phase is preparation, a reset that aligns you with the powerful shift coming next. Random memories resurfacing for closure is a sign that your spirit is clearing out emotional residue before your breakthrough arrives. You may suddenly remember old moments, conversations, or people you haven't thought about in years. These memories often appear out of nowhere, while you're cleaning, lying in bed, or going through your day, and they usually carry an emotional tone that feels unfinished. This isn't your mind trying to drag you backward. It's helping you release what you never processed fully. Sometimes a memory shows up so you can finally understand it from a stronger, wiser version of yourself. Other times, it appears so you can forgive, let go, or detach from something that once shaped you but no longer belongs in your next chapter. You might catch yourself thinking, "Why am I remembering this now?" The timing is not random. When a breakthrough is near, your inner world starts clearing emotional space, just like preparing a room before placing something valuable inside. Old hurts lose their power, misunderstandings make sense, and emotional weight that once felt heavy becomes lighter. This is closure working quietly in the background. As these memories pass through you and release, you free up the mental and spiritual space needed to step into your breakthrough with clarity, peace, and a renewed sense of direction. Feeling guided without knowing why is a subtle but powerful sign that your breakthrough is nearing. You may notice yourself making choices that don't fully make sense at the moment, yet you feel strangely confident about them. It's as if an inner compass, one you didn't know you had, is pointing you in a direction you can't explain logically. This guidance doesn't feel forced. It feels natural, calm, and steady. You might experience moments where you pause before making a decision, and a quiet sense of yes or no comes from within. Or you may feel drawn to a particular place, person, or idea without any clear reason. Even small things, taking a different route, delaying a plan, rearranging your schedule, can feel guided, as if life is gently organizing your steps for you. This guidance often appears strongest when you're close to a new chapter. Your intuition, your spirit, and your higher awareness work together to steer you toward what aligns with your next level. You're not overthinking, you're sensing. This inner direction is preparing you, protecting you, and positioning you. It means the path ahead is already forming, and your breakthrough is pulling you toward itself, step by step, moment by moment, even when you don't fully understand it yet. Unusual peace in stressful moments shows up when you're nearing a breakthrough because your spirit begins to separate from old patterns of fear and overthinking. You may find yourself staying calm in situations that would have overwhelmed you in the past. Instead of reacting with panic, you respond with clarity, patience, or a quiet confidence that feels new, almost surprising. This peace isn't about ignoring problems. It's a sign that you're becoming stronger on the inside. Your perspective shifts. You no longer see challenges as attacks. You start seeing them as temporary moments that you can handle. Even when things around you look uncertain, something within you whispers that everything will work out. You might notice this peace during conversations that once triggered you, when plans suddenly change, or when unexpected obstacles appear. Instead of spiraling into stress, you breathe, think, and move forward with a calmer mindset. This is growth, real, internal growth. This inner peace arrives because your spirit already senses that better things are coming. It's preparing you for your next level by giving you emotional stability and clarity. When peace shows up in places where fear used to live, it's a clear sign that your breakthrough is getting closer and your inner strength is rising. Unexpected support appearing is a sign that you're being guided toward your breakthrough, even if you didn't ask for help. You may suddenly meet people who encourage you, offer advice, or bring opportunities that align perfectly with what you've been trying to build. These moments can feel surprising because they show up at the exact time you feel stuck, tired, or unsure of your next step. This support doesn't always come in dramatic ways. Sometimes it's a friend sending a message at the right moment, a stranger giving you a kind word, or someone offering help with something you thought you had to handle alone. Other times, it's someone recommending a job, sharing a resource, or opening a door you didn't even know existed. These small shifts create momentum. You may also notice certain people becoming more present in your life. They show understanding, encouragement, or guidance that feels genuine and uplifting. This happens because your energy is changing and your path is aligning with people who match the version of you that's emerging. When help arrives without you forcing or chasing it, it's your breakthrough pulling the right connections toward you. It's life confirming that you don't have to do everything alone anymore. You're stepping into a season where the right support finds you exactly when you need it. Rapid shifts in motivation become noticeable when your breakthrough is approaching because your inner energy starts adjusting faster than usual. You may feel highly inspired one moment, wanting to clean your space, start a project, or make long overdue changes, and then suddenly feel the need to pause and rest. These shifts aren't inconsistency, they're alignment. Your spirit is trying to match your actions with the timing of what's coming next. You might wake up feeling driven to improve certain areas of your life, even ones you've ignored for a long time. Maybe you feel motivated to organize your finances, change your routine, fix relationships, or focus on your personal growth. These bursts of motivation can feel intense and purposeful, as if a new version of you is trying to take the lead. At the same time, you may also feel sudden drops in motivation when something no longer aligns with your direction. Tasks, habits, or people that once held your attention now feel empty or draining. This shift is getting you away from what doesn't support your next level. These rising and falling waves aren't signs of confusion, they're signs of transformation. Your spirit is filtering out distractions and pushing you toward the areas that matter most for your breakthrough. The changes you feel within are preparing you for the opportunities that are moving toward you. Feeling detached from past limitations is a clear sign that you're stepping into a higher version of yourself. You may notice that things which once held you back, fear, self-doubt, guilt, or old beliefs, no longer feel as strong. It's like the weight you carried for years suddenly becomes lighter. And you start seeing yourself with more confidence and clarity. This detachment isn't coldness, it's growth. You might catch yourself reacting differently to situations that once triggered you. Maybe you no longer feel the need to prove anything. Maybe someone's criticism doesn't affect you the way it used to. Or maybe you finally realize that certain limits you believed about yourself were never true. This shift happens because your spirit is outgrowing the old version of you. During this phase, you may also lose interest in habits or mindsets that kept you stuck. Patterns that once felt comfortable now feel outdated. You naturally start choosing peace over drama, progress over fear, and self-respect over pleasing others. That's your inner world rising to match the breakthrough forming around you. This quiet emotional distance from your old limits shows that you're ready for something bigger. You're no longer chained to who you used to be, you're aligning with who you're becoming. This detachment is the doorway to your next level. A magnetic pull toward higher goals shows up when your breakthrough is drawing closer because your spirit begins shifting your focus toward growth, purpose, and long-term change. You may notice yourself suddenly wanting more out of life, not in a material way, but in a meaningful way. You start feeling drawn to goals that challenge you, elevate you, or bring out the version of you that you've always sensed inside. This pull feels different from ordinary motivation. It's not forced, and it's not based on comparison. It's an inner urge that pushes you to aim higher, think bigger, and stop settling for what you've outgrown. You might find yourself rethinking your career path, setting new standards in relationships, or becoming more committed to your personal growth. These desires arise because you're aligning with the life you're meant to step into. You may also feel uncomfortable staying in environments that limit your potential. The things that once felt good enough no longer satisfy your spirit. Instead, you feel a quiet yet powerful push toward goals that match your rising energy. This magnetic pull is your breakthrough calling you forward. It's getting you toward opportunities, habits, and choices that match the person you're becoming, not the person you used to be. When you start wanting better without anyone pushing you, it's a sign that your next level is already forming. Sudden clarity in decision-making appears when your breakthrough is near because your inner world becomes sharper, calmer, and more aligned. Choices that once felt confusing start making sense. You no longer overthink every detail or question yourself the way you used to. Instead, you feel a solid yes or no rising from within, and it feels natural to follow it. You may notice this clarity in everyday situations, choosing who to trust, deciding which opportunities matter, or knowing when it's time to walk away from something that drains you. Even decisions you postponed for months suddenly feel simple, as if the fog that once blurred your vision finally lifted. This is your intuition and emotional maturity working together. This clarity doesn't come from pressure or fear. It comes from alignment. Your spirit knows what fits your next season and what doesn't, so it removes the noise that used to confuse you. You begin choosing based on peace, purpose, and long-term growth instead of old habits or emotions. You'll also notice that once you make a decision, you feel lighter, not anxious. That relief is confirmation. It means you're moving with the energy of your breakthrough instead of resisting it. This new clarity is guiding you straight toward the chapter that's waiting for you. Emotional triggers losing power is a major sign that you're preparing for a higher level, because it shows that the things that once controlled you no longer hold the same influence. You may notice that comments, situations, or behaviors that used to upset you now barely affect your mood. Instead of reacting instantly, you pause, breathe, and respond with more awareness. This change doesn't mean you're becoming numb. It means you're becoming stronger. You might find yourself in familiar situations that once triggered old wounds, yet you feel calmer than before. A negative remark doesn't shake your confidence the way it did in the past. A disappointment doesn't send you into overthinking. Even moments of conflict feel easier to navigate because your emotional resilience has grown. This shift happens because your breakthrough energy is raising your emotional baseline. You've done enough internal work that certain triggers no longer align with who you're becoming. Your spirit is no longer tied to past pain, and your mind doesn't fall into the same patterns it once did. As these triggers lose their power, you gain more stability, self-control, and perspective. You start reacting from wisdom instead of wounds. This is emotional elevation, a clear sign that you're stepping into a season where your peace becomes harder to disrupt, and your breakthrough becomes easier to reach. A quiet knowing that something big is coming is one of the strongest signs that your breakthrough is close, because it comes from a deeper place than logic. You may not have proof, you may not see the full picture, but there's a calm certainty in your spirit that your life is about to shift. This feeling doesn't come with anxiety, it comes with steadiness. It feels like your inner world already knows the next chapter is written, and it's waiting for the right moment to unfold. You might notice yourself thinking, I can't explain it, but I know things are about to change. This knowing shows up during small moments while you're walking, praying, sitting alone, or even doing daily tasks. It feels like a subtle anticipation, a gentle reminder that the struggles you faced were not wasted, they were preparation. This inner certainty also makes you less reactive to temporary setbacks. Challenges don't throw you off the same way, because a part of you senses they're only clearing the way for something better. You start moving with more confidence, even if you're still unsure of the details. This quiet knowing is your spirit recognizing what your eyes can't yet see. It's the final confirmation that your breakthrough is approaching, and the energy around you is aligning to bring it into your reality. When you notice these signs showing up one after another, it means you're not standing still, you're rising. December's energy isn't here to overwhelm you, it's here to guide you toward the version of yourself you've been growing into all year. Every shift, every moment of clarity, and every inner change is preparing you for the breakthrough that's moving in your direction. You're not behind, you're not forgotten, you're being aligned with timing that's bigger than anything you've seen so far. And if you've felt any of these signs lately, take it as confirmation that your new season is already forming. You're closer than you think. Thank you for watching Cosmic Shift. Now I want to hear from you. Which sign resonated with you the most? Let me know in the comments. Before you go, repeat this affirmation and write it below. I am ready for my breakthrough, and I welcome every blessing coming my way. Your next chapter is unfolding. Stay open, stay hopeful, and stay aligned. The breakthrough you've been waiting for is already on its way to you.